Okay, everyone. I'm doing a quick capture right now because basically the desktop, each time I try to launch the application to record, it crashes. It creates an immediate restart on the desktop, and I haven't figured out why that is. So basically what I did before to make my last video is I had to reinstall it, re-download, and just reinstall Logitech one more time, and then it worked. So I don't want to have to keep doing that. So we'll see how this one comes out. If it comes out okay, then well, maybe I'll start doing quick captures on here. So anyway, I went ahead and went to the job interview. I left an hour early and I got there on time because they were doing some construction on the street, so they closed off some places where I was supposed to turn, but I couldn't. And luckily I found a different way to get there. But for one point, I was circling around this huge block, which took forever. But I basically got there. I met this Kathy person who's the one in charge of hiring, and she told me about what it's like to be a phone operator. She asked if I was still working there because of my resume. I put the October, and she just wanted to know. I guess to me, it never occurred that that people would think, oh, you're still working because it's such a bad economy. I thought she would think, oh, we must have gotten laid off. And here I am, but no. Anyway, we went ahead and talked about what experience I had and things like that. And the only thing that she said is that you have to have kind of tough skin. And as most of you know, if you've seen most of my blogs, I am an emotional softie. And I've dealt with fries customers and how awful they can be. And after that, she went ahead and took me to where the cubicles are. And basically, the cubicles, they're connected by fours, so it's kind of like that. And I met Stephanie, and I met Lewis, who's filling in for this art guy named Carlos, and I met Beth, and she's the person who's actually leaving. She has 1 week left. This Sunday is going to be her last and final day, and she goes to Texas, and hopefully she does well, because from what I could tell, she's a very nice person, very knowledgeable, and that's the one thing that I really liked, is everyone was very friendly, and just talking about it really helps me know that this is a place where I should work. And it's funny because when I started this video, I was really having second thoughts because this is not something I want to do for the rest of my life. And I just got finished watching Adventures in Voice Acting, and they were talking about how it's so much fun, but you have to be very serious about this that as a career. That if there's something else you should do, then do it. And it really made me had second thoughts about this job because when you do voice acting, not only do you get rejected constantly, as they put it, 30 or 60 times. So each time you say, oh, I'm off to do an audition, chances are you're going to get rejected. And you have to get rejected at least 60 times. So you go to 60 different auditions and they won't call you back or anything. And that's happened so many times before someone even calls you back and says, hey, I like your voice. Come on in. No. And it's not because they don't like your voice. It's just that it's not what they were looking for. Your voice may be awesome, but if it's not matching the character, it's not matching the voice that they think that character wants or needs, you're not getting it. And it told so many. They talked about so many stories where these voice actors who are well known were almost broke, and each one of them had their own individual stories, and it made me question voice acting altogether. It made me question where the hell am I going in life? Whether all my BAs, AAs, all the experience I have in all these different things from choir to music to everything that I can do, and yet I have nothing. Voice acting is fun, and I think that I have some potential with that. But is it the actual full life dream career job? I don't know. but I don't think I should cast it aside. And one thing you're saying is you have to have a flexible schedule. Well, if I work 11:30 to 8, how's that flexible? It almost seems like you have to have just part-time or just be on your own with enough backup money that you can actually attempt to do this. And that's what I'm getting from it. And as I've always heard, auditioning is the most difficult part. Once you actually get the part, they said it's like the frosting on a cake. But I think I still need to take to take a voice acting class because I went to Mount Sac for that, but I had to take some uh, previous courses in order to get to that, and of course they canceled it by then, and I'm waiting next year for that. But I don't know if I could just jump straight in. I still have to make my demo, and there's a lot of things for me to think about, and I don't know. It just makes you question a lot of things, and it makes me really question this job, or I questioned the job. Because this is just another job, and it's not really a career. So why am I even taking it? Yeah, the economy is bad, and unemployment really isn't too much. In fact, this Wednesday I have to go into a workshop where they talk about resumes and interviews and where you're going in life, and that's going to be hilarious because I updated my resume. I don't think there's really any way to really change that infrastructure other than just rearranging everything to make it look nice. There's thousands of ways to do resumes, but to rephrase things, I think it's probably as good as it can get right now. If I were trying to apply for a different type of job that required something else, and now I'd rearrange my resume to fit that, to make it seem like, oh yes, I'm geared towards that job, that I'm more qualified because of all my listings, and it just points to that job. But in this case, just general information. All the stuff that I put together on there are fine. But I still have to go because of unemployment. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, so this new job I'm gonna be a phone operator. And the best thing is that I don't have to say my name. I just say CBS Studios. That's it. There's no thank you for calling Fry's Electronics, the city of industry. This is blah blah blah. How may I direct your call? None of that garbage. Just so many simple words, and that's it. So the environment's really friendly, and working with my brother would be interesting because sometimes we don't get along. Sometimes he bugs the hell out of me. Sometimes I don't want to be in the same room with him, and now I'm going to be working with him. So we'll see how that goes, I guess. I still don't know if I absolutely have the job. Again, if this person leaves, then they might just close that position and say, don't hire anyone else. So I don't know what the percentage is, but there's a chance that even if they wanted me, they won't. They won't hire me. So there's still a chance that I might be in unemployment. And for the most part, it is nice being free of work, to wake up, help out around the house, and really kind of enjoy life and do things that you kind of want to do. Not extraordinary things, but do things that you actually want to do, that you have time to do. That's amazing. But again, I'm just going to take this job, start answering phones, and wait for something else to come up. I don't know, because I'm going to be stuck there. And I think that's the main thing that worries me is each job that I get, I'm stuck because that's not the job for me. Now, in the meantime, I do need income, so I do have to take the job. But with voice acting, again, you have to have a flexible schedule, and that's where everything gets thrown off. And there have been times when I've heard people get the job, they go for a lead thing in the cartoon, they're the lead voice actor, and they drop them. And they go with someone else. I'm like, wow. So if I were to have a job and I landed a lead voice acting role, and we were supposed to start filming or filming, wow. We were supposed to start recording the voices. If I were to quit my job and go to record and then they drop me, Hmm, quite a predicament. So I guess I really have to be careful with that. I just have a lot of things on my mind, a lot of insecurities, and that's something that I have a lot of when it comes to everything. And there's a vacuum in the background. I'm confined to this room, by the way, because my aunt has cleaning ladies to come clean the house. Apparently, even though we clean and we vacuum and we all do all that stuff, no, she needs professional people to come and clean the house. So I'm stuck here. It's right now 5:05 p.m. and I've been stuck here since 11 a.m. Fun stuff. Uh, and what I've been doing, I actually knocked out my sister's room and fell asleep. Which is kind of cool to catch up on sleep. It turns out, because I added this all up since I haven't been working at Fry's, I get 12 hours of sleep every day. Regardless if I can't sleep in the night, I make up for it in the day, and I get after 12 hours. 10 hours I'm okay, less than that, not really that good. So anyway, my brother texted me about an hour ago to go ahead and to send another message or email to Kathy to let her know that I had a really good time um, getting to know everyone and that I'm still interested in the position. And but he says if you want or if you are, and that's where I started questioning everything. After watching this and then getting that email, it made me think, should I really take this job? What if a better one comes up then I'm not there for it because I'm working? What if this? What if that? And that's a problem. That's something I always contemplate about every single little thing. I analyze like crazy because I see those options and it's like I need to be there. It's like I know something better will come along and I feel that if I take this job right now, then I'll miss it. But if I don't take the job and nothing comes along, then I'll miss that. And I'm pretty sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Most likely, yeah, I'll take this job and I'll work and you'll see more vlogs about this fun stuff. No, I'm not dressed yet for Halloween, by the way. I got a haircut. Like, I don't even know if I was wearing the hat. Um, yeah, I got a haircut. I was originally trying to be one of these superheroes, but it it fell through. I couldn't get the costume ready in time. I try to plan it at least 3 months ahead. Yeah, but this time it just wasn't gonna work. And when my brother told me about the job opening and saying the resume, and then all of a sudden the interview pops up just like that, I knew that having very, very, very long hair, especially mine, which is thick and super wavy. Right now it's not because everything's very short, but back then it was difficult to comb, let alone put gel in it and try to get it looking at least decent. So I went ahead and cut it the day of, and I just got ready for an interview and we took off just like that. So yeah, I'm not just here for Halloween. I don't even know if I could put something together right now. Um, one of my previous Halloween videos, I had black sclera contacts in and I had all this makeup, and it actually incorporated this hat. But if I were to do that all over again, I could do everything except for the black sclera contacts. Again, those cost $300. 10% off, ooh. But again, it way too much money, and again, I have all the makeup, but if I do it even without the black sclera, I just look like a sick person walking around. Not a zombie. No, not a zombie or this, whatever else you would try to think. I look like a person who got out of bed, who has a bad cold, and is walking around. Like they look very faint, but they don't look scary. They just look like, oh, no, he has to go back to bed. I don't know what he's doing now. That's what I would look like. Like a faint person, a very ill person escaped from the hospital. Not in a very scary way, but again, no, he looks sick. So, can someone help get him in? That's what I would look like. Not scary at all. But yeah. Anyway, later on planned for this week, I'm going to hopefully watch Ghostbusters. Yes, it's back in theaters. It's on Thursday. I think around 7 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and catch with my super special awesome buddy Tim,